Hi friends, it's Elizabeth here. I am glad you're here. Way to show up for yourself. It is so nice that you are back again. I want to encourage you to keep on showing up for yourself. This week and next week are two of the weeks where oftentimes people start coming up with excuses to not follow through with their goals. So way to go, you showed up. Keep on showing up next time too. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in our next session. This is session 4. I want you to reflect on what has gone well for you this week or what is going well for you today. What are you thankful for right now? Well, I am thankful for you. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're doing this. I'm glad that you are committed to improving your life. So now I want you to reflect on your week. How did you do with your goals? We talked last time a lot about using our senses while we eat, about trying to lengthen and stretch out the time of our meals. And we talked about keeping up with our dietary goals and our movement goals, right? How has that been going for you this week? Now, if you've been meeting your goals, give yourself a pat on the back. You're building trust with yourself. You're doing a great job. If you slipped off, remember the tool of noticing. I notice that this week I was tempted not to show up. I noticed this week that I was tempted by the birthday cake or cupcakes or whatever it was that somebody brought in and set down in the office this week. What was that for you? Acknowledge it, okay? We're noticing. And then we're thinking, okay, why? Put our science caps on. Why? And it could be that feeling like I talked about before with the cookie in the staff room where you have that trigger of seeing a cookie and you remember the joy you felt as a kid or at another special occasion when you saw cupcakes look just like that one, or a cake or cookies, or maybe it was a special pretzel or whatever. You're triggered by that memory of the way it made you feel at another time. Maybe you're not actually really hungry. You just want to eat it recreationally. Or maybe you're looking at that big special pretzel and you're thinking, oh, I need some salt. That's what my body's telling me. Is there a healthier alternative? Maybe the pretzel is good, but maybe it would be better to go get a handful of salted nuts. Or maybe just mix a little sea salt in some water. If you've been outside in the summertime in Texas where I live, if you walk around the block, you need to rehydrate. Seriously. It'll be, I think the other day, it's summertime when I'm recording this, it was 114 heat index. If you go around the block even in 114 heat index, you need to be drinking your water. You need to up the amount of water that you're drinking, right? It's dangerous for our bodies. So maybe you have a genuine need for some salt, and that's okay. You just acknowledge it. You pick a way to do that that's healthy, and you move on. And when you do that, again, you build trust in yourself. You build the mind-body connection. And that is so essential to having the life that you want. Okay? All right. So we are going into the next piece, which is remember your big why. Why are you choosing to work on these goals? What is it that you really want? Why do you want that? And how do those triggers around your home or your environment help you to stay focused on meeting your goal? So when I look at my countertop, it reminds me of what I'm working towards. You might say, Elizabeth, you're a health coach. Of course you're. No, it's hard for me too, right? I have to focus on my goals. And I have those moments too where I look at something and I think, I need to snarf some chips now. Or I think, I want the French fries or the tater tots. And here's the thing. Every once in a while, it is really okay to indulge yourself, right? Remember, if you're indulging yourself, tell yourself, I'm indulging myself. I'm really going to enjoy this. It counts, and by engaging my senses and really being fully present in eating this treat, I'm helping my body digest better. I'm revving up my metabolism when I actually really enjoy it. Okay? Not just that I'm going to grab a chip on the sly while I'm walking through. No, your body doesn't like that. But if you say, I'm going to get a handful of chips and I'm going to sit here, I'm going to look at them and smell them and taste them and hear them crunching, and it's going to be great. I'm going to indulge myself. Your body's going to turn on that metabolism at a higher rate. You're enjoying yourself, so you're in a relaxed state. You're going to digest it better. Okay? All right, so that's one thing. Here's our next new thing for this week. And this is a very powerful tool. I had a client who was a golfer. He loved golfing. And he always said that he performed better on the back nine than the front nine. And he struggled with that. It's been that way for his whole life. He's been golfing for many decades. And he said that this really helped him up his golf game in the back nine. So how does it work? This technique is called mental rehearsal. Okay, so mental rehearsal, most people use it for improving their physical technique with like a golf game or something that you're doing that's physical. However, you can also use it for situations that you anticipate encountering. So you can use it for envisioning what it would be like if you walked into the staff room and there was something tempting laid out on the table there. Okay, you can envision that moment, right? Now let's talk about the difference between envisioning something and mentally rehearsing something. If you envision something, you see it, right? Maybe you see yourself walking into the situation, but you're not in yourself in that moment. That's the difference with mental rehearsal. With mental rehearsal, you step into your full being. So you close your eyes and you imagine that you're stepping up to the tee and you've got your handle and you're swinging and you're striking the ball in exactly the right place to make it go exactly where you want it to go. That's mental rehearsal. When you do mental rehearsal, your body is engaged, your mind is engaged, your body is so engaged that you will have muscle memory taking effect. And if you practice that every day, it can be half as effective as actually doing the exercise. This is a very powerful tool. So I want you to think of a movement that you do that you can use this to practice for. Okay? It can be your golf game. Maybe it's your golf swing. It could be stepping up to bat. And I want you to practice it every day. It could be, what does it feel like when my body is at its peak on the exercise bike? When I'm doing my spinning? What does it feel like when I'm doing my Tai Chi? And walk yourself through the entire thing as if you're actually out there on the golf course, on the basketball court, hitting the volleyball, whatever it is. You pick your movement. Maybe it's a dance thing. Maybe you're struggling with a dance, some dance steps. That's a beautiful thing about mental rehearsal versus visualization, because in mental rehearsal, you can slow it down, you can speed it up, and you're experiencing it from within your own body. So again, you've got that muscle memory, half as effective as actually doing the exercise. Wow, right? And it ups your game. So when you do this mental rehearsal, even just for a week, the next time you actually do that activity, you're upping your game. All right? Mental rehearsal, powerful tool. Now I want to leave off with you with your action steps. So our action steps, we've got our diet. If you've been doing really well on that first goal, stretch yourself out again. Look for that next healthy thing that you can do with your diet. Maybe before you were cutting out the potato chips or cutting down on the number of times that you eat French fries in a week. Maybe now you can start to add more green leafy vegetables. Okay? Start to work towards healthier eating, but just pick one thing. I don't want you to try to go whole hog. It's not sustainable. Just one little thing. And as you're seeing we're doing this, you're adding one little thing and one more little thing, and before you know it, we're going to look back and go, wow, look at how different this is, the new normal. Okay? So pick that next thing that you really think can move the needle for you. Okay? Pick something with your diet. Pick something with your movement. Can you up the number of steps again? You know, there are lots of tricks and tips out there on that. I have a couple of videos about upping your movement, so I recommend those videos for getting you a little bit farther along if you're interested. All right, so we've got our diet goal, we've got our movement goal, all right? And I want you to do your mental rehearsal. Do a mental rehearsal every day this week, all right? Okay, way to show up for yourself. And next week, remember, this is one of the times when people tend to self-sabotage and not show up for themselves. So you commit to being back here same time next week, okay? All right, I will see you then.